Welcome into the Deadbolt Daily College Football edition. We got a big card for you this week. Again, if you haven't yet, go ahead and like this video. Subscribe to the Ramblin Gamblin Sports Network on YouTube. Also, check out the Viget app if you haven't already. Great app over there. Use code RNG20 to get 1,000 free coins on us. Test out your skills using your coins on betting on games. You can interact with us on there. You can interact with other people, sports enthusiasts on the app. It's a great little app. Interact with other people that share, that love sports and talking about sports and placing wagers on sports, things like that. But again, RNG code 20. Gets you 1,000 free coins that you can use, and you can turn those coins into Amazon gift cards. So not a bad deal for free. Anyway, but go over there and check that out. But now we'll get into the games for this week. First off, I don't know when you're going to look at this, but we'll go ahead and give you the Wednesday night game. We put that out on the Deadbolt Daily, but we're going to back Coastal Carolina against Louisiana Lafayette. We feel like Coastal's will have enough offense to get a lead, and then with Lafayette's struggles with getting in the end zone and also in the passing game with turnovers, we just feel like that's going to be a mismatch, and we're getting 7.5 here. So we're going to back Coastal against Louisiana Lafayette. Getting into Thursday night, we're going to take Georgia State against Arkansas State. I've got it at Georgia State plus 3.5. We've got this game at about a pick'em. So basically getting a free 3.5. Be sure to at least get 3. Again, I'll try to reiterate that on all these, but be sure and follow your hot numbers here. Make sure you're getting at least on the number here. But should be able to get 3.5, but at least 3 on that game. Moving into your Friday night games, we're going to back Tulane at home against SMU. Getting 6.5. I would try to get that up to 7 if you can't get it. If it's not out there that you can find, if you need to buy that up, get that to 7. Again, we feel like that Tulane at home is going to be able to put up enough points to match SMU and even possibly get the outright win here. Only issue with Tulane here, if they can play, especially if they can play a full game, definitely have a really good chance to win. Seem to struggle in the first half or second half of games at times, but still like the value there with Tulane plus the points. Houston BYU, we're going to back Houston right now at plus 5. We feel like that Houston got rolling against Tulane last week, so they've got that game under their belt. They've got the glitches, got the nerves out. So big matchup here. Two pretty good football teams, so we will take the home team with the points to get the win here. Moving on to Saturday, quite a few here. First up, we're going to take Kansas plus 22.5 against West Virginia. I know Kansas is not very good here, but we look for them to put up a little bit of a fight. West Virginia probably looking ahead here. I don't think they'll be 100% in this one. We're getting quite a few points. You probably maybe be able to get closer to 24, but definitely at least get 21 here. Like I said, right now it's 22.5, but take KU plus the points. We're going to take Pitt plus 10.5 against Miami. Miami coming off the game last week against Clemson. So we're going to back Pitt here. We feel like this is closer to about a 5 or 6 point game. So getting a little bit of value here with Pitt. I think it's a good situational setup for Pitt. Well, I guess more against Miami. But we're going to take Pitt here plus the points. Next game up, Navy, East Carolina. We're going to take East Carolina here at home against Navy. I look for them to win outright. I think they'll be able to put up too many points here against Navy for them to be able to keep up. I think they'll have to start throwing the ball, and that's not a good recipe for, at least for Navy, to be able to have to throw the ball to try to catch back up here. So we're going to take East Carolina here plus 2 last I saw here. USF Temple. We're going to take USF. Again, we faded Temple last week with Navy, so we're going to fade them here again. USF getting 10.5. Again, be sure you're getting 10.5 is ideal, but at least get 10 here. USF should be able to put up enough points here again against Temple to keep this one under the number. So we're going to back USF plus the 10.5. Next up, Cincinnati Tulsa. We got Tulsa in this one at home getting 3 against Cincinnati. We've actually got Tulsa here as about a 4-point favorite. So that's about a 7-point cushion in our book. So we're going to take that, and we've got the home team with a little bit of cushion here. Tulsa plays really good defense. So I don't think I think points will be at a premium here. But we'll take the home team getting the points to be able to get this one outright. Texas State, South Alabama. We're going to take Texas State here plus the 2.5. Again, we feel like Texas State here should be able to get the win, getting points. We will back Texas State against South Alabama. Next up, South Carolina, Auburn. We're going to take South Carolina at home. Auburn's just not a good football team. They were really lucky. The refs helped them out to get the win last week at home against Arkansas. Now they have to go on the road to South Carolina, giving 3.5. We will take we'll take that, and we'll take the home team. Again, Will Muschamp against his old school. Look for him to be motivated, have his guys focused. He's got a really good shot to get the win here. So we'll back South Carolina at home to possibly keep his job. Not saying he's going anywhere, but this will be a long way to keep him around at least another year or two there at South Carolina. And again, Auburn continues to be well overrated this year. So Western Kentucky, UAB. We're going to back Western Kentucky here, getting 14. Be sure and get 14 or more. But again, we feel like this is closer to about a 7-point game. So we're getting basically a touchdown cushion. So we will take Western Kentucky plus the points against UAB. Next up, UTSA against Army. We'll take UTSA here at home, getting 7. UTSA was an easy play for us last week against BYU. Made that one a lot closer, not even getting 35, and and almost won at BYU. So I look for them to continue that improvement at home against Army and be able to get the cover here, get 7, get at least 7. That's what's out there right now. So be sure and get that touchdown, give us that cushion. Louisville, Notre Dame. We faded Notre Dame last week. We'll fade them again this week. We'll take. They just seem to play down to their competition. That's just kind of how they are. But they're giving 17 to Louisville. We feel like Louisville's a better team than Florida State. So we'll take Louisville plus the 17. Go ahead and try to get that 17 to get the cover there against Notre Dame. Next up, if this one goes, I'm seeing there could be some COVID issues with this one, but so anyway, I'll update everybody, and we do these videos a little earlier in the week. A lot of things change, especially with COVID-related type issues now. Normally we'd be pretty safe on a Wednesday or Thursday putting these videos out without a lot of changes. But be sure and check Twitter at Deadbolt Sports. We'll keep you updated what's going on with these different games, cancellations, if we made any changes, if we got off a game for whatever reason, or changed something, or added a pick for whatever reason. We'll keep you all updated there, so be sure you're following us there on Twitter. We're going to go with LSU here plus 11.5. This line's come back down. If it goes back up, which I think it could, I really think this thing's going to end up getting canceled, though, to be honest with you guys. But at least get 10 here with LSU. Ideally, you could get it up to 14, but at least try to grab 10.5 with LSU and take the points. Next up, Duke, NC State. We're going to take Duke here, getting 4.5 against NC State. Duke played well last week on the road at Syracuse. I'll look for that to continue here against NC State, and look for them to get the win outright and getting the 4.5, just an added bonus there. UCF Memphis, we'll take Memphis at home against UCF. This is not your previous year's UCF team, just not near as good. I think a lot of the public's going to keep riding UCF just based on prior years. Right now, UCF's minus 3.5. We feel like this is a pick'em game, and this line could continue to go up, which would be even better. But at least try to get the 3.5. I think you'll be fine. I think Memphis has really got a shot to win this one outright here. So we're going to take Memphis against UCF. Next up, Texas A&M, Mississippi State. Talk about a Jekyll and Hyde, two teams here. Mississippi State will look to be a great win over LSU. Now doesn't look so great. They've scored a total of 2 touchdowns in 2 games. They're back home. I look for them to be able to put some points on the board at home. Texas A&M, not a great defensive team. I think State will be able to hold them down defensively. We're getting a touchdown last I checked at home, so be sure you're getting that 7. We've got this one more of a field goal game, so take Mississippi State plus the 7 at home against Texas A&M. Next up, we've got Virginia and Wake Forest. We're going to back Wake Forest here, plus the 2. Again, we give out the plays. We won't give you the plays unless we feel like they can win. And like I said, I don't normally rate my plays, but if I had to say one was stronger than any other ones, I'm going to say Wake Forest is going to be our strongest play of the day. Wake Forest plus the points against the 2. We feel like they get the outright win fairly easily here. We've got them at about a 7-point favorite, getting 2. So again, Wake Forest plus the points at home. Next up, Georgia Southern, Umass. The public is all over Georgia Southern here. Line's all the way up to 31.5. We're going to back UMass here plus the 31.5 or more. I think this could continue going up, but at least try to get 31. But I think you may be able to get it closer to 35 before this one gets kicked off on Saturday. We've got this one closer to about a 2 touchdown game, so we feel like we're getting 2 extra touchdowns in this one. So we will take UMass plus the points. Next up, Marshall, Louisiana Tech. Louisiana Tech at home, getting 13.5. Try to get this at 14 if you can. I think it'll get there. I think you'll have a lot of public money coming in on Marshall, but we're going to take Louisiana Tech plus the 13.5 officially here. We've got this one closer to a 2 touchdown game again, so we got a little bit of cushion here plus the home team. So we're going to back Louisiana Tech to get the cover here against Marshall. Next up, UNC and Florida State. Florida State has apparently found a quarterback. They are improving. So until Vegas gets these numbers corrected for the public, once they figure out Florida State is better than what people think, we're going to keep riding Florida State here. They're getting, again, 13.5. I think you'll be able to get 14 here at home against North Carolina. I look for them to be able to score enough points here to get the cover. Again, try to get the 14, but anyway, officially 13.5 with Florida State plus the points. Next up is Southern Miss and Utep. We're going to go with Southern Miss here, minus now up to 6.5. Quite a bit of line movement here. We take Southern Miss minus the points against Utep. And last, we have Florida International against Charlotte. We'll take Florida International plus the 7.5. Again, be sure you're getting 7 at least here. Officially, we're going to play it at 7.5. Again, I feel like this is more of a field goal game. Got a pretty decent cushion. So we're going to take Florida International for our last play for Saturday. Again, like this video. Be sure you're subscribed to the Ramblin Gamblin Sports Network. Follow us on Twitter at Deadbolt Sports. Be sure you're checking out the Viget app if you haven't already. Use RNG RNG20 promo code to get 1,000 free coins on us. Also check at Deadbolt Sports for any updates as far as changes, cancellations, if we add plays, take plays away, all that kind of good stuff. And we're always looking forward to interacting with all of you out there, so don't ever hesitate to drop us a DM if you'd like to ask about a different game or discuss a certain game. We'll be happy to do that. But anyway, until next time, we'll see you then. Thanks.